Welcome to a special episode of Pivot Mode Podcast, where we take life's hardest moments and flip them into power, purpose, and momentum. Born a Gen Xer, raised by rotary phones, mixtapes, and pure hustle, today I want to speak directly to my Gen Z family. Consider this an episode from my love letter to you. 20 lessons I wish I learned earlier. 20 lessons I hope I will pivot faster for you and easier for you, far more self-love than any of us had growing up. Let's get into it. Your purpose won't knock, you create it. Purpose is not a lightning bulb moment. It doesn't show up with fireworks and clarity or a GPS pin saying, this is it. Purpose is built quietly, slowly, in the tiny decisions you make every day. It begins with curiosity, things that spark your interest for no logical reason, things you find yourself returning to because they make you feel something. Don't put pressure on yourself to figure it out. Explore, experiment. Notice what lights you up. Purpose reveals itself when you move, not when you wait. And the beautiful thing is, your purpose evolves as you evolve. So give yourself permission to build it, shape it, and let it change you as you change. Confidence. Confidence comes from reps, not motivation. People think confidence is a feeling, but it's really a practice. You won't suddenly wake up confident. You grow into it through repetition, showing up even when you feel shaky, speaking even when your voice trembles, trying even when you feel unprepared. The magic is in the reps. Every time you do the scary thing, you collect evidence. I didn't break. I survived. I did better this time. That evidence becomes confidence. So don't wait for the moment you feel ready. You'll be waiting forever. Move first. Courage creates confidence, not the other way around. Friendships. Friendships change, and that's not a failure. It's not. One of the hardest lessons in life is that friendships have seasons. Some people walk into your life for a few years, some for a few months, and a rare few for a lifetime. Changing friendships doesn't mean you did something wrong. It means you're growing. It means you're becoming more yourself, and not everyone is meant to walk with you into every chapter. Bless the friendships that ended. They served their purpose. They taught you, they shaped you, and bless the ones still here because they're choosing you in real time, not out of habit. Let relationships evolve without holding on so tightly that you stop evolving too. Protect your energy like it's currency. Your energy is not unlimited, and the world will drain it if you let it. You get to choose who gets access to you. That is not selfish. That is survival. Some people leave you lifted. Some people leave you heavy. Pay attention to that. Protect your peace by setting boundaries, by saying no, by walking away from conversations that feel like emotional theft. You don't need to be available 24/7. You don't need to save people at the cost of yourself. Guard your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Your network. Your network is quietly creating your future. Your network isn't just about who you know. It's who you nurture. Opportunities rarely fall from the sky. They flow through relationships. Every person you meet carries access to rooms you don't even know exist yet. So show up with authenticity. Be respectful. Stay curious. Follow up. Cultivate your connections like gardens. Don't treat people as stepping stones. Treat them as collaborators in the story you're all building together. Years from now, the jobs you land, the projects you create, the breakthroughs you experience will often be tied back to someone you invested in today. Failure is a data point, not a definition. Failure isn't final. It's feedback. Every no is information. Every setback is a redirect. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Ask, what did this experience teach me? Shift your relationships with failure. Don't take it personally. Take it strategically. The most successful people fail faster because they learned faster. What matters isn't the fall, it's what extracted from it. You're failing, you're collecting data for the next pivot. Master one skill before you build 10. We live in a world that celebrates being multi-talented. But the truth is, mastery wins. Pick one skill that makes you come alive and go all in. Become undeniable in it. Focus. Build momentum, because momentum builds opportunity, and opportunity builds freedom. Mastery doesn't mean you can't explore other passions. It just means you commit deeply, enough to one thing that it becomes your anchor. When you become great at one skill, it elevates everything else you touch. Be the person who follows through. Talent is common. Follow through is rare. Be the one people can trust. When you say you'll do something, do it. When you make a commitment, honor it. When you start something, finish it. Or communicate clearly if you can't. Follow through builds reputation, and reputation builds influence. So influence builds opportunity. People don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be consistent. And consistency will take you further than natural ability ever will. Self-awareness is your first leadership tool. Leadership is not about titles. It's about emotional intelligence. The best leaders understand what they feel, what triggers them, what motivates them, and where they need growth. Self-awareness helps you communicate better, collaborate better, and make better choices. It helps you avoid emotional reactions and responds with intention. If you want to lead others someday, start with yourself. Know your patterns, know your blind spots, know your values. Leadership begins with long before it's recognized externally. Learn to sit with your discomfort. The life you want is on the other side of discomfort. Growth doesn't feel good. It feels awkward, unfamiliar sometimes, even painful. But discomfort is not danger. It's a signal that you are expanding. When you run from comfort, you run from opportunity. But when you allow yourself to sit in the awkwardness, the uncertainty, the stretch, you unlock strength you didn't know you had. Discomfort is temporary. What it builds in you is permanent. Social media is a highlight reel, not a mirror. You know this in theory. I know you do. But you forget it in practice. Social media is not real life. It's curated, filtered, edited, strategically timed. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's best 1%. And that comparison steals joy, confidence, and gratitude. Don't use social media as a measurement tool for your worth. Use it as inspiration, not validation. Your real life, with its mess, its lessons, its quiet wins, are far more meaningful than anything that can fit in a square. You don't need permission to reinvent yourself. Reinvention is your birthright. You are not required to stay the same for anyone's comfort. It's a job that no longer fits you, pivot. If a relationship dims your light, step back. If a version of yourself feels outdated, release it. Reinvention is not betrayal, it's evolution. You are allowed to grow, shift, and choose differently as you learn more about yourself. Your life is yours to redesign at any moment. Find mentors you can grow beside, not perform for. A true mentor isn't someone you're afraid to disappoint. It's someone who makes room for your growth. Look for mentors who see you, not just your potential. People who challenge you without belittling you. People who guide you without controlling you. A mentor should feel like a mirror, a compass, reflecting who you are while helping you navigate where you want to go. You don't need to perform. You need to be supported. Learn the difference between alone and lonely. Alone is a physical state. Lonely is an emotional one. You can be alone and deeply fulfilled. And you can be surrounded and still feel empty. Learn to love your own company. Spend time with yourself without rushing to fill the silence. Solitude teaches you your wants, your values, your identity. It builds inner strength and clarity. When you learn to enjoy your own presence, you no longer seek relationships out of fear, but out of abundance. Boundaries are love letters to yourself. Boundaries are not walls. They are actually doors, and you get to choose who walks through them. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It tells the world, this is what I allow. This is what I protect. This is what I honor. Boundaries are not about keeping people out. They're about keeping your peace in. And the people who truly care for you will not punish you for having them. Boundaries are how you love yourself loudly, clearly, and unapologetically. Build a life, not just a lifestyle. Aesthetics are beautiful. Vibes matter. But a lifestyle without a grounded life underneath it is just empty. Focus on building what can't be posted. Healthy relationships, emotional stability, purpose, discipline, strong habits, inner peace. Lifestyle is how things look. Life is how things feel. Choose the one that sustains you long after the trends fade. Your voice is your value. Use it. Your voice is your power, your ideas, your questions, your opinions, your story. Don't shrink it for approval. Don't silence it for comfort. Speak up in rooms where you feel small. Ask for opportunities you think you're not ready for. Advocate for yourself, even if your voice shakes. Closed mouths don't grow. And the world needs to hear how you think, what you feel, what you know. Your voice is an asset. Use it boldly. Not every lesson needs an audience. Healing doesn't have to be loud. Growth doesn't have to be announced. Some seasons require privacy, not secrecy, just space. Space to figure it out. Space to change without commentary. Space to rebuild without performance. You don't owe the world a play-by-play of your becoming. Some lessons are meant to be held quietly, processed deeply, and revealed only through how you show up next. Don't mistake urgency for purpose. Today's world moves fast, but fast doesn't always mean meaningful. Just because something feels urgent doesn't mean it's important. Slow down enough to ask, does this align with who I want to become? FOMO is loud, but intuition is whisper. When you stop chasing every urgent thing, you create space for purposeful things to find you. Busyness is not a badge of honor. Intention is. You are allowed to pivot anytime. The beauty of life is that you can decide again. You can shift paths at 20, 30, 40, or even beyond. A pivot is not failure. It's alignment. It's recognizing that you've learned something new about yourself and you're brave enough to honor it. You don't need to justify your pivot. You don't need permission. You don't need to explain. Your only job is to choose what feels true for the version of you that exists today. Pivot with love, pivot with courage, pivot with faith that your next chapter is better aligned with your becoming.